Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins. For Honor players have been raging about the game's microtransactions for the last week or so, thanks to the discovery that it would take over $700 or about 2.5 years to unlock all the game's content, and now Ubisoft is responding. The company talked about the issue during a live stream yesterday, saying, well, you weren't exactly supposed to be able to get everything in the game. Speaking on the stream, For Honor game director Kdin said, we never had an intention for you to unlock everything in the game. He went on to say, in World of Warcraft, you would never try to unlock everything for all the characters of the whole game. Same for any MOBA, you're not trying to unlock all the content for all the characters in the game. The For Honor subreddit didn't take those comments too kindly, since players feel like a $60 game shouldn't have an additional $700 in content. Several enormous threads with thousands of upvotes have popped up to criticize Ubisoft on the issue, with one of them even naming Ubisoft the worst video game publisher. So apparently they just made things worse. But better luck next time, Ubisoft. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has been relatively quiet on Twitter lately. The executive's Twitter feed is typically a source of some new tidbits about Xbox. But yesterday, he was back on the social media grid, giving some interesting information out to inquiring fans. Spencer talked about a number of notable issues yesterday, ranging from the cadence of exclusives to Xbox Scorpio's launch. About the company's release schedule, Spencer said they need to do a better job balancing exclusives throughout the year, rather than loading them all towards the fall season. However, he also said their main focus for this year is ensuring that first-party games are ready for the launch of Scorpio, presumably talking about Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, and State of Decay 2. Spencer also hinted at the return of smaller events outside of E3 and said that this year's E3 is going to do a better job telling the story of great games. And hopefully that might include a few more JRPGs, since RIP Scalebound. Spencer also confirmed that more JRPGs will be coming to Xbox One in the future, just not that one. Gear up, Guardians of the Galaxy. Telltale's new Guardians of the Galaxy series may finally have a release date thanks to an early listing in the PlayStation Store for the game's Season Pass. According to the posting, you can step into Star-Lord's shoes on April 18th. While that release date is unconfirmed, it does put it just a few weeks ahead of the release of the sequel in the box office, which would make the timing fit quite nicely. Although, it should be noted that the game is based more on the comics rather than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And hey, if you're a PlayStation Plus user, you'll apparently get 20% off if you order now. It might be time to dust off those Pokemon Go accounts again. For like 5 minutes, I guess, if you did it when Gen 2 launched as well, because it looks like shiny Pokemon have just been added to the game. Users from the Silph Road have reported finding both shiny Magikarp and shiny Gyarados out in the wild, giving you even more reasons to get out there and start hunting for more Pokemon. There's no official word from Niantic about the addition of shiny Pokemon just yet. They're keeping mum. But some speculate that these shiny water types might have to do with the game's current water type event, which is scheduled to run through next Wednesday. So it's possible that these shiny new Pokemon are on a very, very short timer. So better go catch them just in case if you can. Just when you thought you were out, they try and reel you right back in. Gen 3 in no time, probably. Now, there's been a lot of speculation going around about who to blame for the problems in gaming's newest punching bag, Mass Effect Andromeda, with the most heated criticisms reserved for its animations. However, several animators with AAA game experience sat down with website AnimState to talk about who's to blame for the game's problems, and according to them, it's actually not the animators. Gwen Frey, formerly on the animation team for BioShock Infinite, said, on a AAA project of this scope, most of the smaller cutscenes are never seen by the animators. Instead, you create a system for designers to use and trust the designers to script everything properly. All the glitches I've seen online look like technical bugs and/or implementation bugs. Another animator, Simon Unger, also explained that in a game as massive as Andromeda with 41 plus hours of animation, it's impossible to check every scene by hand, which usually means some kind of automated animation system. Unfortunately, it sounds like a lot of things just kind of slip through the cracks, which begs the question of whether or not Andromeda needed more time. EA said they were willing to delay it up to 5 more months, and then it released then anyway, so that's the big question now. Now, there is a new Assassin's Creed coming to TV. Yeah, apparently. A Ubisoft head confirmed in a Reddit AMA that they're working on an Assassin's Creed TV series. GameSpot reported that while Ubisoft's head of content, Amar Azazia, confirmed the project, he didn't get into any more specifics. No word yet on where it might air, but Ubisoft said last year that it was in talks with Netflix for a series. So there's a possible clue. It would be a good guess that the series would be produced by Ubisoft's film and TV division, which produced the Assassin's Creed movie starring Michael Fassbender. Speaking of which, Ubisoft is reportedly at work on a sequel to that movie, or reboot already, based on some comments they've made before. So all that's great and everything, but is it maybe time for another Assassin's Creed game? Potentially a good one this time. Just a thought. The person who will likely play Cable in the next Deadpool movie is... ready for this? General Zod? Yes, maybe. The Hollywood Reporter says that Michael Shannon, who played Zod in Man of Steel and Zod's corpse in Batman v Superman, is the frontrunner to play the grumpy old mutant opposite Deadpool. He's not the only contender though. Stranger Things actor David Harbour is also said to be on the shortlist. At any rate, they'd probably better make a choice soon. Deadpool 2 is set to begin shooting this summer in Vancouver. Now, there's a new Spider-Man spin-off movie in the works. No, not the Venom movie. So last week. Literally last week, that's when we were talking about it. This one reportedly stars Silver Sable and Black Cat and is being written by Chris Yost, who is also responsible for the Thor Ragnarok script. The Hollywood Reporter says that Yost is expanding on an earlier script written by Lisa Joy, who co-created Westworld. It stars Black Cat, an acrobatic cat burglar, and Silver Sable, a mercenary who hunts war criminals. Both are long-running frenemies of Spider-Man, and Sony apparently hopes to start shooting in the fall. This is all part of Sony's starting to build out its own Spider-Man universe. They've already announced plans for a Venom movie, which I mentioned earlier, and there could be potentially more to come. But first things first, the newest Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, starring Tom Holland, will hit theaters this summer. Now, it seems like you aren't allowed to fix anything yourself these days. Your phone? Nope, not okay. Your video game console even? They really don't want you doing that. Your tractor? Yeah, your tractor. Yeah, farmers who own John Deere tractors are having the same problem the gamers have been having for years. If their machinery breaks, their only option is to send it back to the company that manufactured it. That's because a license agreement John Deere required farmers to sign in October forbids nearly all repair and modification to farming equipment. That sound familiar? I swear we just did a story related to this recently. At any rate, Vice reports that farmers have found an interesting workaround to the problem. They're hacking into their own equipment, their own stuff, using firmware from Eastern Europe. It's all part of the growing right to repair movement, which argues that if you buy something, you should be allowed to fix it or have it fixed by someone and not go through the manufacturer's official channels. There are currently bills in several state legislatures that would allow this. As one farmer in Nebraska told Vice, the only way we can fix things is illegally, which is what's holding back free enterprise more than anything and hampers a farmer's ability to get stuff done too. You know, it's really too bad that tractors don't play video games or can't play video games, because if that were the case, gamers would have cracked them years ago and you'd be scot-free. Speaking of hackers, some hackers are wanting money from Apple, or they say they will remotely wipe a bunch of iPhones. This is a group known as the Turkish crime family, and they've demanded $75,000 in Bitcoin or $100,000 in iTunes gift cards. Yes, that's a thing. Or it says they will delete a large cache of iCloud and other Apple accounts, according to Vice. The hackers even posted a YouTube video of them allegedly logging into some of the stolen accounts. They claim to have access to over 300 million Apple email accounts, including those that use @iCloud and @me domains. They say that unless they're paid, they will reset a number of the iCloud accounts and remotely wipe the victims' Apple devices on April 7th, which, I mean, I get why they'd want the Bitcoin, but why would you want iTunes gift cards? Like, give me that new Drake album, Apple, or everyone's gonna pay. No, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Just the same, back up your stuff. This is a PSA. All right, that's all the news we have for you guys today. What do you think of all these stories? Let us know in the comments to make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every day. Like this video, and if you're new here, subscribe to the know. I feel so retro today. I got like my little cardigan. Actually, it's the shoes that really make me feel retro, and you can't see the shoes, but they're very cute. See there, hold on. Can I, does that do it?
No.
No!
Oh, don't die.
I'm alive, but they're really cute.